Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm setting up this video a little differently. I'm going to show you how I did these eyes first because obviously they're already done. So I'm going to put that footage in after the intro, and then we're going to come back and do the complexion, and we're just going to chat because I don't really do a lot of chatty videos because honestly I don't know what to say, but I think I got stuff to say today. So let's get into the eyes and I will see you in a minute. Alright, so I've already primed my face, and I used the Tatcha Silk Canvas and the My Clarins Refresh Spray. And I'm just going to list everything that I'm using down below in the description box. I'm probably going to tell you about it while I'm using it as well, but I'm just not going to show it like I usually do. Alright, so how are you guys doing? I can't get this open. You guys know how I do my face. I'm just going to do some underpainting. So I don't really want to talk about the coronavirus in this video because I just don't want to talk about it. So let's talk about something different. Let's talk about makeup. Let's talk about hair. Obviously, all aspects of our lives are being affected by this coronavirus, so it's not like we can avoid it. But I'd rather not talk about the like, you know, the loss of life and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather talk about hair and makeup. So what I'm doing is underpainting, and I have been switching up how I do this. Let me try to get my mirror as close to me as possible without being in the frame. I have been doing my underpainting a little differently, and sometimes I don't even do it at all. But what I am trying to do is make this part of my forehead smaller. I actually brought this down a little too far, but I'm making my forehead smaller and bringing this into my brows like this. And then I actually place this above my natural face contour. Sorry if you can hear my cat. He just wants me to pet him, and obviously I'm doing my makeup. So this is going to look like mud at first, but obviously we haven't even put on our foundation. Have you guys had any new foundation finds? I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone's really checking for makeup right now. I mean, I know I'm not. I did order some skincare because, you know, skincare can't stop. But wearing makeup is kind of like on the back burner for me. It's been on the back burner for a while. But now I definitely have an excuse not to buy things, because even the skincare that I ordered is not going to get to me until like April 2nd. So I was like, I'm not even going to order anything unless I need it, because that's the only way you're going to get things on time right now because of the coronavirus and things being shipped out to people that are in need. Things that are needed rather than wanted, and makeup is definitely a want. So yeah, I'm pretty much just using what I have, which is a lot. I even dug into my brush drawer, because you guys see me use the same cheap brushes all the time. I actually have different brushes. Like this one is from It Cosmetics. I've had this for a while. This is the Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush, the number 7. So it's got a foundation and an all over and a conceal side. I don't know if they make this exact brush anymore, but I know they make things that are similar. I also had a Tarte kit that I had bought like a year ago that I just dug out. So I'm just using new brushes, doing something new. I'm not working from home, as you guys know, so my schedule really hasn't changed. So the amount of content that I come out with is going to pretty much stay the same, because I do have a job that I'm going to. Thank God. Like, I am so grateful to still be employed, because I know a lot of people either have to work from home or can't work from home and got laid off. So I am very fortunate that I still have my job. So as far as like filming goes, I'm still not filming every day because I do have to go to work. But I am gonna, try to stay consistent with my content, because I know during times like these, people are gonna want an escape. And for me, and people that are like me, we like hair and makeup. We like being creative. And I like painting my face. So that's what I'm doing to keep my stress and anxiety down. It's more of an anticipation anxiety. Sorry, once again, if you can hear my cat. It's more like anticipation anxiety, because Corona is everywhere, you know what I mean? So, but I'm just going to continue to do my part and pray that it doesn't come to my household or anyone I know. So one of the things I've noticed during this whole pandemic is that a lot of entertainers are going digital for their shows and stuff to bring content to their fans. So I know a few entertainers did an online show, which I think is really awesome. I know Drakon is digital this year. Today is the 26th, so I do believe it starts tomorrow, the digital Drakon. I did not get my tickets because I'm trying to conserve my money just in case something does happen to me financially, or I have a large something financial to take care of. So I did not get my tickets for Drakon, but I think it's awesome that they are putting it online for people to access it, obviously, because it can't be held at a convention center due to this pandemic. So I think that's awesome. And then, on a more, closer to what I like to do, the hair diagram, you guys know she's Tamika. She's the owner of Bold Hold products and things like that. She was at the Bronner Brothers hair show last year, 2019. Or was it 2020? But she was at the last Bronner's hair show. I didn't get to go, but I saw highlights. And anyway, she is taking her webinars, or she's doing free webinars because she can't do in-person classes. So she's doing free webinars. So I watched the one yesterday, and then there's going to be 2 more today. And I'm super excited about that because I love her. Obviously, I use her products. But I love her because she's really good at what she does, and she is not, she's not one of the people that like knows how to do things and won't share it with people. Like she's showing people like me that aren't professionals really what you can do, to keep your hair slayed because that's what she does. She does hair. And do little different ways of getting that professional look without being a professional. So I can really appreciate that. She does use some professional products, but she also says where you can buy them from. And yeah, so last night she was talking about lace and how to bleach your lace, which novel, like I don't know how I didn't think about this myself, but you guys know how sometimes I struggle with even bleaching on my closures, like the front part of my closure, which is actually what I care about, gets bleached, but the back knots don't. Which, like I said, since they're in the back, I kind of don't care. I could just cover them up with makeup. But it would be nice to have even bleaching. Either way, she was like, what I do is I apply from the back to the front. So she'll use like a 30 volume developer from the back to the front. Which I was like, that makes so much sense because I apply it from the front to the back. But the knots in the front are usually smaller because it is near the hairline. So, like I said, it's not rocket science, and I can't believe I didn't think of that myself. But that's what she was sharing last night on her webinar. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So I'm going to start doing that for my closures and frontals. Well, you guys know I don't wear frontals anymore, but I am still making wigs for my Poshmark. My prices have significantly gone down because of this pandemic. I realize people don't have any money, but I also realize people, that like to wear wigs or don't naturally have hair, they can't go to a professional to get some hair, and they can't go to the beauty supply store to get something quick. So I lowered my prices to, cater to people that can't go to the salon, but also still need some hair. So, the link to my Poshmark is always down below if you want to check it out. But, anyway, yeah. She was saying that, and she was also saying if you are impatient, you could just use a 40 volume developer on the back of your closure, on the back knots, and then a 30 volume near the front. So they'll process for the same times, but obviously the 40 volume will be stronger on those bigger knots toward the back, and the 30 volume will be not so harsh on the knots in the front. So once again, I was like, oh my God, why did I not think of that? Anyway, so that's what I was watching for a good 2 hours yesterday. I've also been watching Madi in the morning. You guys know I'm a big T.S. Madison fan. I pretty much watch her whenever she posts anything. I was a part of her Patreon, but I couldn't keep up with it financially. I had, other priorities I needed to take care of. So unfortunately, I'm not a Patreon, but I was. And that girl, she is hilarious. That girl is hilarious. So, let me get my stick actually. Yeah, she's funny. So I've been watching her new, cause everything obviously is digital now. I mean, she's always been on a digital platform, but since she can't go to any gigs, she's doing all these new shows on her YouTube channel, and I'm sure she's doing some on her Patreon too. But the ones on her YouTube channel are Madi in the morning, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. So funny. So what she does is she'll, you know, it's kind of like a morning show, and then she'll bring on viewers, and it's pretty cool. So, and then, you know, she talks about her, you know, the daily things that she's been reading about in the news, which is pretty much all corona nowadays. But, you know, she talks about other things. She was talking to a pastor yesterday. I can't remember his name, but she was talking to a pastor and how he is bringing light to abuse in the church. Apparently there's a pastor somewhere that is guilting his congregation to continue to go to church even though they are under quarantine, trying to slow the spread of the coronavirus. He's saying in the Bible it says don't let them stop you from congregating. So Madi was asking the preacher she had on about what he thought about that. And of course, this is all like through webcam and stuff like that, which I thought was really brilliant on her part. So she's interviewing these people. It's kind of like, you know, like I said, it's like an actual morning show. And she's interviewing these people, asking them their thoughts. And of course, you know, Madi is crazy as hell. So she'd be talking and stuff like that too. So, oh, and it's always her and Chi-Chi. You know, like Chi-Chi's like her brother, her baby. Like that's her son, that's her kid. Obviously not by blood, but you know, like that's her kid. So, yeah, I love me some Madison. Love me some Madison. My skin is looking good, and I haven't even put foundation on. All right, so, what else? Oh, yeah, so all of the, well, not all of them, but some of the, movies that were supposed to be coming out have been, put on, have been moved digitally. Like, you can't buy them, but you can, it's pretty much renting them for a higher price. And it's a higher price, obviously, because they are, theater releases. Which, I don't understand that, because, you know, you're not just paying for the movie when you go to the theater, because, you know, theater prices are like $17, $20. You're not just paying for that, you're paying for the big screen. So I think it's kind of ridiculous that they're still, the movie industry is still charging $20 for a movie that you're watching at home. Not on a big screen, but it's whatever. The stipulations are you have it for 30 days, just like, you know, just like one of their regular rentals on Google and Amazon. And then once you press the start button, you have 48 hours to finish it. So I think it's just because the movie industry doesn't want to lose that theater money. And that's why they're charging so much for these at-home theater releases. Which, like I said, you're paying for the big screen when you go to the theater. And you don't have a big screen. Well, I don't have a big screen at home. I don't know about you guys, but I don't. So, yeah, that was a little trifling, but like they have the Invisible Man out. They have the Troll movie out. I'm waiting for New Mutants, personally, because I'm a huge X-Men fan. Even though this is not really X-Men, but it's X-Men characters. So that was set to release on April 3rd, so we'll see what happens. It's my understanding that this lockdown, like everything's going to be closed, is until at least April 3rd or April, or not April 3rd, April, the second week in April, so like April 5th. But, you know, who knows? It really depends on the numbers, is what I'm understanding. Like, it depends on how the curve of the coronavirus is looking. But once again, it's my understanding that it's not slowing down. But the places where it's really having an impact is community settings, so detention centers, correctional facilities. That's what I've been seeing in the news about you know, these places having large amounts of cases in short times. But of course that's a community setting, so that makes sense. I can't really say too much about that, obviously, because of what I do for a living, but yeah, it's always on my mind. Like always in the back. It's one of those anticipatory anxiety. That's what I'm experiencing, but it's not going to stop me from taking care of my family and making a paycheck. So, I just take extra precautions and do what I do. And I'm trying to stop watching the news because it's just, it's frustrating, honestly. It's frustrating. Especially, it wouldn't be so frustrating if I did not know that all of this could have been prevented on such a grand scale, if not for the federal government and the people that are running it. Okay, let's just say what it is. Okay, like, it was an eventuality that this virus was going to come to America. Like, being global, like, the world is a very small place nowadays. However, it may not have had the impact that it has now if we were properly prepared, and we weren't. So, yeah, that's the frustrating part of it all, but, I mean, it's here now, and all of us just have to do our part to slow it down and make sure that the loss of life is not higher than it needs to be. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. So, anyway, what was I saying? All right, so I was watching shows. So yeah, so I've just been doing that. I've been doing my makeup. I've been working on a wig. I deconstructed my Peak Mill hair wig, and I'm using the Erica J, Slayed by Erica J closure that I probably have already posted a video about that. If I have, it'll be up here in the card somewhere, whichever side it pops up on. So yeah, and yeah, I've just been trying to be positive and, you know, live my life without interacting with people more than I need to. This not going to work thing would be great if people were getting paid still, because I know a lot of people probably are like, you know, this would be great because I needed a vacation away from their coworkers, but they're not getting paid, so of course the financial anxiety is always there, which I can completely understand. So I did just see that there's a bill being passed in Congress, or a bill was passed in Congress, saying that there's going to be a stimulus package being distributed to Americans, which is fantastic news, and that unemployment benefits are going to be increased, which is also fantastic news, because there's a lot more people in unemployment lines right now. And I like seeing bipartisan decisions like that, where they're not arguing over something like this, because if they had done that, like that, like, there's some things you can argue over, but these things are time sensitive, and the economy is dying because of this virus. People can't work, which means people can't spend money, which means the economy is going to go down. So the more you can, like, help people pay their bills and, you know, be able to, you know, survive financially, like, the quicker you give someone the being able to do that, the better the economy is going to be. So, however, it's also my understanding that the man in charge is trying to lift some of these work restrictions, like sending people back to work. There's a lot of, you know, people saying that's not a good idea because the numbers are not showing that that's a good idea, basically. That the coronavirus is not contained. It's still rampant in several places in America. And that sending people to work will just, like I said before, unnecessarily increase the loss of life and infection of people. So, you know, I'm not super political, but I do understand that the president we currently have does seem to care a little bit more about money rather than people. Because if he cared about people, then he probably would have put these restrictions on sooner, as soon as he knew what the coronavirus was and how fast it was spreading in other countries. But instead, it was deny, and then when we have a pandemic that affects the economy, then he's like, oh shit, you know, kind of thing. Because now people are looking at him sideways like, the fuck? So I'm just contouring my lips here. You guys have seen me do this plenty of times. I was actually thinking about getting filler because I do get irritated having to do this every time. And then sometimes throughout the day, it'll like wear off. But that's like a first world problem, and it's not really appropriate right now, obviously. But since we're just talking, it is something I think about having done, because I like bigger, fuller lips. And my lips have gotten smaller as I've gotten older. I used to have very plump lips, but, you know, being 34... And I was also thinking about getting Botox right up in here, because I didn't always have a hood. I had very large eyes, once again, back when I was younger. What just happened here? Back when I was younger, so I was thinking about Botox to get that hood diminished, but I haven't really made a decision yet. That's a big decision. I don't really want to inject my body with anything unnecessarily, but I want the effect. And I don't wear makeup every day. So yesterday, Jeff and I had a barbecue with some steak, and can I please tell you, ooh, it's Maddie in the morning. Okay, I'm going to continue talking to you guys. I'll just watch that later. So Jeff and I had a barbecue yesterday with steak, and like, you can't find chicken in the grocery store, but you can find some steak. So we had some New York strips last night, and oh my god, I tore that shit up. Okay, like, I tore it all the way up. I was eating with my hands, kind of tore it up. I was hankering for a steak, and I don't know, I'm not even really a big meat eater, y'all. Like, I am not a meat eater, but I was hardcore feeling steak. So we had some steak, and it was delicious. It was so good, I can't even tell you. It was good. It was good as hell, and I have no regrets. So and then it was a nice day yesterday, so obviously we were with Lady, and we just played in the backyard, and I got to spend really good quality time with my kid, because you guys know a lot of times I can't spend time with her because I work a lot, and because I am a essential personnel. I am still getting daycare services. But my child is the only child at my daycare, because I have a at-home daycare daycare provider. So she's the only one at daycare right now, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's good because that makes me feel less worried about her being exposed to things, because my daycare provider is pretty good about you know, staying in her house unless she needs to go out for things. So I'm not worried about, you know, lots of kids with their parents doing their thing, being all around my kid. But then on the other hand, because she is the only one there, which of course she probably loves this, but she's the only kid there, so she gets all the attention. But the reason I like daycare so much is because I have noticed that my child picks up on things a lot quicker than I think a normal kid, like a homeschooled kid, would. So my kid is talking a lot. You know, she's learning words that maybe my husband and I haven't necessarily taught her, but she's learning them at daycare. And I think it's going to help with potty training. I actually just bought a potty training book that I'm going to be reading today because she's at daycare now. So I'm going to pick her up early and we're going to start on some potty training. But because she's around kids usually that are already potty trained, I think it's going to help her catch on to it quicker. So that's why I like daycare. I was really opposed to the fact at first because Lady does get sick often because she goes to daycare, but then on the same token, it's helping her immune system. It just sucks for us, like her parents, because one of us has to stay home with her, and it's usually my husband. And you know, when your child is sick, it's never cute. But, you know, she needs to build her immune system some kind of way. So yeah, daycare has pros and cons, of course, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. And like I said before, and like I said before, all of the products that I'm using will be listed down below in the description box. Because we are almost done. Boo. Alright, so I'm going to do, you guys know how I usually use my J-Cat Golden Soleil bronzer for, you know, my highlights. I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty Mean Money Hustler Baby Kilowatt Duo. So this is going to be my highlight on my cheeks area, and this is going to be my strategically placed highlight. You guys know what I mean. Well, if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to show you. So, Mean Money right here. Strategically placed above the brows. This is like a sheen. I'm going to put some down my nose, on my chin, just strategically. Put some here. This is the wrong brush. I'm using the wrong brush. That's why it feels weird. All right. I'm also going to put some on this area to make it more radiant. Alright, and then we're going to go in with Hustler Baby. And that's the real highlight. And I'm just going to tap that right here. I have texture on my cheeks right now. It's that time of the month. And I have a lot more on this side than I do this side, but it is what it is. I tried to smooth it out as much as possible with my powder, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, for lips, I'm going in with a NYX lip liner, and this is in the shade Beige, which it's a beige shade. And I am going to be wearing a brighter lip today. So I'm first going to line my lips. And the reason I put that bronzer along my lip line is so I can draw through it with my lip liner, so it makes it look like I'm just drawing on a shadow rather than like on a flat surface. So I could actually just throw a gloss on and call it a day, but I want to wear some orange lipstick. So that's what we're going to do. I'm using the L'Oreal lipstick in Volcanic. I haven't used this in a while, but it's literally tangerine colored. So, probably should use a lip brush for the outer corners. Ooh, this got product on it. Girl, Ooh, this had a lot of product on it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, random note. I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning. Your girl got a discount code. You guys know how I rock with TTDI. They gave me a discount code, and I am super excited about it. I do get a small commission if anyone buys with my code or whatever, but the point is, I got a discount code. So if you guys want a discount on top of the discount they already provide, there it is. It's down below in the description box. And I was very excited to be offered that opportunity, because that means they noticed me. And a lot of people wear their contacts. So that makes me feel really good, honestly. That makes me feel really, really good. All right, so I love how that lipstick is looking, but I'm going to give it more of a gold overlay with my Dose of Colors over the top. And this has been through the ringer, so I'm just going to put it right over just like that. Okay guys, so this is the final look. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video and chatting with me. And I hope we can do this again. Maybe I'll do a live one day. I mean, I don't know. I don't like talking when I do my makeup. I just like zenning out. I think a lot of people like to do that. But I wanted to do a chit chat, get ready with me. I haven't done them in a while. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you did, give me a big thumbs up. Press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. Share this video because sharing is caring. And before you go, hit one of these videos right there that are popping up in the end trailer. Support your girl, okay? And I hope to see you in the next one.